All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, then I'm in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace up the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to your Tuesday night edition of Unscripted live here on the All Sports All Plays Network. We are live right now on their Facebook page, on their YouTube channel, on their Twitch channel, and so many others. Also, hey, guys, we have a bunch of content for you today. Let me tell you, it's me. It's Jay McLovin. What's going on, buddy?
Good, man. Hey, good. Lots to talk about, and yeah, man, I'm ready to get started, brother.
Hey, I'm ready for it. Hey, like I said, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, guys, please go over to our Facebook page. If you want to hop in on the action, well, guess what? You can. We're trying something out. We're posting the link to our StreamYard, to the link that we use for each and every show. And so it is on our Facebook page right now. So go over there, and you will see it is pinned to the top. Just click on it. Allow access to your camera if you want to. Allow access to your audio, obviously. And you can be able to jump in on the show like our guy Freddie Henderson did last Saturday and debate some good sports. All right. So, guys, let's get started. Jay, the first topic we have up for tonight is we just titled this one NFL Hot Takes. All right. So what do you have for a hot take? What do you got?
Yeah, absolutely, man. My hot take is the season's going to get canceled in about 2 more weeks, man, due to COVID.
What makes you say that? Just all the outbreak going on?
I don't know if y'all have noticed, man, but it just seems like the Rams are taking hits. The NBA is really getting hit hard. So is NHL, but the NFL, Myles Gaskins, I think some guys down there in Miami got hit. I think it's starting. It doesn't spread. I don't think it's nearly as wide in the NFL as it does in like the NBA or NHL. But you can start to see where it's affecting the NFL, Logan. And I'm telling you, man, I have a feeling with these new variants coming out that the season, maybe not the NFL so much, but definitely the NBA and NHL could be threatened if they're not careful, or they could go into a bubble. And I don't know how that would work if they were to go into a bubble.
I don't know. I don't know how that would work. How would you do? Well, it would be harder though, right, Jay? Because I mean, the NBA they were able to pull it off, but that's not nearly enough people in the NBA as there is in the NFL per team. So. They could maybe come up with something, I'm sure, but it would be difficult. So you got the season shutting down, which we don't want to happen. I'm going to knock on some wood here.
Yeah, we got to find a lot of wood, Logan.
Also, we got Freddie Henderson chiming in saying, let's get it. And also Coaches Dante coming in saying, what up? What's up? What's going on, man? If you'll join the show, go on Facebook and hop in. All right, my prediction, my hot take, Jay. We saw Lamar Jackson go down, right? We don't know how long he's going to be out for. We're going to talk about it a little bit later. I'm going to predict we're going to have a potential MVP candidate go down. It's getting late in the season, man. You never know. All those teams, the teams right now that are looking good for the playoffs, one key injury could derail the season, and that's what I'm going to go with for my hot take. I don't know who it's going to be. I'm just going to throw it out there in the air. I got a major player for some team like Lamar Jackson going down again with only a few weeks left in the season. Also, Anthony Price, what's up, man? Happy to have you on the show chiming in. So Jay's got the season shutting down. I've got a big player going down to injury for the season. What do you guys think? What's your hot take for this NFL season that's winding down? Only a couple of weeks left, and we will put it up on the screen and talk about them. But Jay, let's move on to our next topic here. If I can move it, here we go. All right, yeah. So what does Bryce Young's future look like in the NFL?
Yeah, I think And that's why I pose this question. I pose this question for a lot of reasons. It seems like every time people get the Heisman, they don't necessarily fare as well in the NFL. Now, that's not to say there has been a few exceptions. I think Ricky Williams' career was cut close by or the highness of his career was not, no pun intended with the high, but his career was kind of cut a little short because he couldn't he had drug issues with marijuana, and then he had a lot of mental issues with not being able to be out in public. Yeah, he had like a problem being in the public eye.
Right.
But he was very athletically. If you know about Ricky Williams, the guy was extremely athletically gifted.
Yeah,
extremely. And then and I think with Devontae Smith out there in Philadelphia, the jury's kind of still out on him, only because I don't think they really have a true quarterback that could they get him the ball right now. The jury's for me, the jury's kind of out on Hurts a little bit. So. It seems like a lot of Heisman winners. I use Johnny Manziel as a classic example of that. They just hit, especially at the quarterback position, they tend to fade out. And especially with Alabama's quarterbacks, as you know, not too many Alabama quarterbacks have been successful in the league. Now, Mac Jones obviously is one. And Jalen Hurts, like I said, he's on the fence for being the second one.
Tua's looking better. So Tua is a bright spot right now. So we'll see how he pans out. But we do got some comments here I want to throw up here, Jay, and get your thoughts on. So we have Frankie saying he'll be on in a minute. Happy to have you on, Frankie. Anthony Price saying Alabama quarterbacks are a one-hit wonder. Okay. Frankie also saying Bryce Young will be a busy. I think you mean a bust there, Frankie. You got a lot going on. I know you're busy. So there we go. Got bust. So Jay, looking at the NFL draft order at this moment, right? Just completed week 14.
Right.
So pick one is the Lions. I don't think they're going to go the quarterback. They just got.
Even though they almost kind of should, though, right? I mean, Goff is not the answer for Detroit. Yeah. Goff's not the answer for Detroit. Everybody knows that.
So that one's kind of up in the air. Number 2, Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously not. They just got Trevor Lawrence. Now here's an interesting one. The Houston Texans.
Yes.
Because you don't know if Deshaun Watson's ever going to play again. You never know. Do you just go ahead
He's definitely done in Houston. Houston and Deshaun Watson, by all accounts, are done. Probably. I think that bridge, even if he cleared all this, I just think the bridge between Watson and the Texans is just burnt to the point where I think they're just going to try to get whatever they can get for him and just try to go on a fresh start. I just think that bridge is burnt.
Yeah, and I feel like, I think we've all said this collectively since all of those allegations came out, that just cut him, cut loose from him, and if it comes out that he's clear of all this, he could probably find somewhere else to start, and obviously if he's guilty, he's done for, he's cooked. So we still don't know. I'm sure there's still a lot going on behind the scenes that the public doesn't know about. There's a reason that we haven't heard much from it lately, and that he's, there's no reports of him maybe even practicing. So I think that the Texans, that's iffy. That might be where he could.
I kind of like the Houston one though, because I think Houston obviously is going through a rebuild mode. Yeah. Davis Mills or whatever, he's not the guy. I don't think he's the guy that's going to carry your franchise. So I'm not really built. And of course Tyrod Taylor, he's just a journeyman.
Yeah,
he's a backup journeyman.
He's not turning your team around.
Right, exactly.
Okay, yeah. Pick 4 is the Jets. They just got Zach Wilson. Picks 5 and 6 are both the New York Giants. They still got Daniel Jones under contract. They're not getting rid of him. 7 again is the Jets. 8 is the Panthers. They already have enough quarterbacks though. They just got Sam Darnold, and I don't think they're going to get rid of him. 9 is the Falcons. I feel like, Jay, if he drops to the Falcons, they should pick him up.
Yes,
because he's going to have a good
they're in need. Matt Ryan's, for all intents and purposes, Matt Ryan is done. He may just be filling the void.
Closing, Jay, and he can go for another season, right? I think he can still be, because I know the Falcons aren't an amazing team, but they're almost at 500. So I think that if Bryce Young is there at 9, which I don't think he would be, but you never know. If he is, I think that. You know how last year with the draft, right? Everyone was saying that the Falcons should get Justin Fields. Well, if it falls into your lap again, you can get Bryce Young, have him get mentored for a season, right? I'm sure, because Matt Ryan's almost in, I think, his 15th year, so he's almost there. Have him get mentored for a year like the Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love situation, right? And then once Matt Ryan retires, you'll have a guy who's seen a full season of football and who's got mentored by, probably the best quarterback in that franchise's history, former MVP. And then he could take over the reins because the Falcons need to draft a quarterback soon. And if they're able to get Bryce Young here, that would be, phenomenal. And then also number 10 is the Eagles, which they're not. They still got Jalen Hurts, so they are not getting rid of him. So, I think out of those, just the top 10, obviously we can have some people, draft up, but just based off of records and stuff right now, I think the two best options are the Texans or the Atlanta Falcons. So we'll see. And obviously with, the season still going on, those are going to change. Odds are going to shift. Teams are going to move up and down. But as of week 14, just rounding the corner, that's who I'm going to go with. Jay, what do you think?
I'll tell you what, I really like if I'm Bryce Young, I really want to slide down to Atlanta.
Yeah, I would rather.
And if I'm Atlanta, I'm definitely going to try to slide up and grab him because I think you pair him with Kyle Pitts, Calvin Ridley, and Cordell Patterson. Man, that could really be an amazing offensive, lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's somebody you could build around.
Right, the potential is definitely there. We got Mickey Delaney coming in. What's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a minute. He said, "Hey, Logan and Jay, nice to see you again, buddy. Hope you're doing good." All right, let's keep moving, Jay. On to our third topic of tonight. The Monday Night Football game recap last night. So, man, Monday Night Football is a big game, right? The Cardinals and the Rams. A must-win for the Rams, I think we all said on Saturday. And they did their job.
I was really, really surprised by this Cardinals team, man. I mean, damn. I really thought, they could handle the Rams, even though I know they got Darnold and they got Von Miller, and they're, and that defense is starting to round into form around those two guys.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I was really disappointed. Kyler Murray, I think he threw a pick right there at the goal line, and Kyler Murray had a couple of off throws, but man, I'm gonna tip my hat off to Matt Stafford and the Rams, man. Hey, look, those dudes came out to play, Yeah. And so that really kind of okay. So if they took down arguably one of the top 5 teams, does that mean now that obviously even though Arizona has a 10-3 record, and now I believe the Rams have a 9-4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, you're right.
Does that now, even though regardless of record, does that now slide Arizona out of the top 5 and then put Rams into the top 5?
I don't know, man. I think we are doing our NFL top 5 a little bit later, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that one pans out because of this loss. But I'll be honest with you, that one really kind of shook me in terms of the Cardinals and what they brought to the table, man.
That's the thing, Jay. If the Cardinals won this game, they would have clinched the playoff spot.
And that was at home. It's not like they were away.
Right. They had a home field advantage, but they just they couldn't pull it out. They got shut out in the second half. They did not score any points. And, what little offense they did have, it was generated from their running game with James Conner. 13 carries for 31 yards, but 2 scores. Kyler, he could have had a better day. Threw the ball almost 50 times for close to 400 yards, but didn't get any touchdowns. So, with a 36.1 QBR, 72.1 rating, that's not the best because those 2 picks and no touchdowns, that's going to hurt. And I know for all the fantasy owners for him out there were probably punching the air whenever they saw that game. Arizona's offense just didn't come to play last night. Their best performer was, AJ Green for the receiving core, and then James Conner. Obviously the defense didn't do a great job. They gave up 30 points. But hey, big shout out to Odell Beckham. He's got 3 touchdowns in 3 games now with the Rams, finally getting something cooking there, it looks like. Matt Stafford had a very good game. 287 yards, 23 of 30 passing for 287 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Very good game for him. That's what you want to see from your veteran quarterback. And a big win. Cooper Kupp added to his amazing stats. The leading receiver for a bunch of categories, 13 catches, 123 yards, 1 touchdown. Definitely looking really good. And the defense did great. They shut out the Cardinals, who have a very good offense, the entire second half. So, they did their job, and they got 2 picks. Like I said, they got 2 picks off of Kyler. So, big win for the Rams. They needed it because they had been scuffling a little bit in previous weeks, but now hopefully they're gelling together at the perfect part of the season, and maybe like I said, that there's only a 1 game difference between those teams now in their division. So a lot can happen in these next 4 weeks because there's 17 or 18 weeks now in the NFL season, 1 to 2. So a few weeks left, and we'll see what can happen.
Because we are literally going in. Well, this is week 15 right now that we're in. So we
Uh,
literally have like 2 more weeks after this. I mean, we're down to we only got like 3 more weeks left until we go into the playoffs.
Yeah, so let me just check real quick. The Rams' remaining schedule, they have the Seahawks, the Vikings, the Ravens, and the 49ers. So a pretty, the Seahawks should be an easy win. The Vikings could be a little bit of a challenge. The Ravens, depending on if they have Lamar Jackson, could be tough. And the Niners, it's kind of a toss-up, right? So,
Right.
All right, as for the Arizona Cardinals, they just need they probably need 2 wins now to lock up the division. The remaining games, they have the Lions, like I said, should be a good win. The Colts, which will be tough. The Cowboys, which could be tough. And then the Seahawks out the season. So it's not like this is just a cakewalk for both these teams. They have a lot to do. If the Rams want to stay in the wild card spot or even overtake the Cardinals, they got to put in some work. But they're right there, Jay. We'll see what they can do. All right, let's keep moving on here. And also, let's bring in Frankie C. What's going on, Frankie?
What's up, guys?
Happy to see
What's
you, buddy.
up, big Frankie?
Glad you're on here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be on here, man. Sorry I'm late.
All good, brother. All good. All right, well, let's let you start things off then, since you're freshly in here. Lamar Jackson, we all know he got hurt this past week against the Cleveland Browns. What do you guys think? Is he going to be? Have we heard what's going on with him? How long is he going to be out? What's going on here?
Well, we haven't got full news on Lamar Jackson's injury yet. We know that it's an ankle injury. We don't know if it's high or low. We do know that the coach for the Baltimore Ravens did announce that he did not rule out Lamar Jackson for this Sunday's game. It's still a toss-up between him starting or just resting. But we don't know much injury on Lamar Jackson yet. It's really glad that it's a toss-up right now. You don't want to see a quarterback like Lamar Jackson get injured, especially with a ankle injury. It reminds me of Dak Prescott from last year. Those are young, talented quarterbacks that changed the game in the football industry, in the football world. So you don't want to see a quarterback like Lamar Jackson go down like he did and get hurt. Seeing him get carted off the field on a Sunday, it scared the hell out of me because honestly, to me, I want the Patriots to face very full, healthy teams come playoff time because I don't want the Patriots to get easy wins because people are out, especially for Lamar Jackson if we have to face the Baltimore Ravens sometime in the playoffs. So, like I said, we don't know fully much yet on the injury. We just know that he's supposed to play, but we don't know if he's going to play.
Yeah. All right.
And quite honestly, when you look at the Ravens' remaining schedule, they got Green Bay, Cincinnati, Rams, and Pittsburgh. Me personally, I think you kind of give them the Green Bay game because, quite honestly, your secondary is depleted anyway, and I think you're going to have a very difficult. Even with the healthy Lamar, I think we have a very difficult time going into Green Bay and playing Green Bay. And I think you rest him. I think you play your second string guy, rest him, and bring him back against and let him finish out with Cincinnati, Rams, and Pitt. I think you need to give him a little bit of rest. Let him really get that ankle back right, and then bring him back. I hate to see you bring him back too soon and then have him take that ankle injury, which nobody really knows the true severity of it. But even if it's good enough to play on, one thing about ankle injuries is they're always susceptible to more injuries, especially if you don't give them enough rest. So you could take what could be a minor ankle injury right now, try to rush him and try to keep playing him on it, and then make it make it worse. Make it worse than what it really is, and then really damage him for future seasons or seasons to come up. You know what I mean? I really think they should give him some rest and just take it and then reevaluate him for the Cincinnati game and see where he's at.
We're gonna see. It's Monday, or sorry, it's Tuesday. So we're gonna see. Hopefully by Thursday, we'll see if he's practicing any, or if there's any evaluation on him, how long he's gonna be out for. But I'm kind of leaning towards what you said, Jay. Maybe just hold off on the Green Bay game and then really have him come in the last three games and hopefully fully healthy. Because if not, I mean, say their season's done for. I mean, this is their MVP quarterback. Their offense runs through him. So, I mean, granted, Huntley did good in those few times the few minutes he played. He almost led a really good comeback against the Browns, but I don't think I could have him. I'm not comfortable having him get the last 3 or 4 games trying to get a playoff spot. So we'll see what he can do. Hopefully he gets back on the field. We don't want to see anyone hurt, but I think that I'm kind of leaning towards he's not going to play against the Packers this week. But you never know. Hopefully it's not as severe as it looked. I mean, he didn't have to get – I know he got carted off, but he was just kind of sitting. He wasn't laying down, so that's always positive. So maybe it's just something small, but, I mean, for a guy who's known for his legs, hopefully this doesn't hurt him, and hopefully we can get back on the field soon.
I'll tell you one thing. They're lucky that the 49ers helped them out on Sunday because if the Bengals would have pulled out a victory, they would have definitely told Lamar Jackson no matter what, they need him for Sunday against Green Bay.
We are taping up that leg and that ankle, and you are playing, sir.
And that's a really significant injury for a guy who, like you said, makes his living making cuts and running.
No doubt. All right, let's keep it moving here, keeping it in the NFL. All right, it's time for the top 5 teams who we have after Week 14. Who is in our top 5? So who you guys want to just list your top 5 or go 1 and then?
Yeah, let's just list them. List some bad boys.
All right, go ahead, Jay.
All right, I'm still sticking with Tampa. I think Tampa's just my team. That's just the team right now, man. I like what they're doing on defense. I think Tom, you just can't look past Tom, man, right now. And they're getting ready to go into the playoffs. That means Tom's going to be gathering up more momentum. And you got a healthy Gronkowski, which is a security blanket. So I got Tampa at number 1. Now here's where it gets interesting for me at number 2. Because for me at number 2, I'm tossing up between New England and Kansas City.
Okay.
I think Kansas City has I think their defense is really coming into form. And, Patrick Mahomes is looking better, and you still got the triple threat and Andy Reid. I mean, and Kansas City is what Kansas City is now. They're looking more like their championship style of team. They're molding back into that. But at the same time, man, New England, and I hate to say this, man, because I don't like, to tout anything that Frankie supports, but I got to give him his credit, man. I think New England is coming into form. I mean, they're just looking so good right now. And what they did against Buffalo really cemented for me how they can handle difficult situations and what this team is made of and how they can still come together and shift their game plan and still put up the numbers. So I think the tenacity and the grit of this New England team, along with the guidance of Bill Belichick and playing into the scheme of Mac Jones, I'm gonna put New England at number 2. I'm gonna put Kansas City at 3, Green Bay at 4. Green Bay. No, actually, oh God. See, this is where I get kind of 4 and 5 is also difficult for me because I got Tampa and now the Rams.
Yeah.
And the Rams barely, the Rams almost beat New England. I mean, that Green Bay Rams game, it was a little all over the place.
Right.
I mean, I think the Rams could beat. I really believe that the Rams, the way that defense, they got a very unmelded defense of Von Miller and Arnold. So, I mean, they really weren't their true defensive self because they were still getting used to each other, trying to figure it all out. But I think the Rams have got this defense figured out now. And I think Von Miller is going to play a much bigger role as time goes on. So I look at Green Bay, and I still think Green Bay is kind of a one. Although I will say this, I like Dillon. I like Dillon much more than I like Aaron Jones running the ball for Green Bay. I just do. I just think he runs that ball so well. And Aaron Jones, as of late, has looked a little bit more pedestrian for me.
Okay.
He hasn't looked exceptional. And so I like the change of pace that Dillon brings, and I think that and it could be where it's a good running back by committee, but I think with Dillon, I'm gonna give Dillon a little bit more of the slighter edge right now. I just do. And so of course I still got Devontae Adams, and he's still, but Randall Cobb is on injury. You don't have a Randall Cobb as your slot guy taking some of the pressure off of Devontae Adams. So I think with Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham Jr., hey, let's not look past him now. He's been getting a touchdown the last 3 games. So Odell Beckham Jr. is starting to look like Odell Beckham Jr. And he's starting to make Baker Mayfield look bad.
Yeah, he really is. He ain't looking good.
You know, he's making him look bad. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and I wish Freddie was here. I'd tell it right to his face, man.
Oh,
Hey, I got the Rams at 4, and I'm putting Green Bay at number 5, and you're just gonna have to eat that one, Freddie. Green Bay at number 5.
all right. We have a comment here before we move on to you, Frankie, from Joe McDonald, lifting his top 5 teams. He's got Green Bay in order: Green Bay, Tampa Bay, New England, Dallas, and Arizona.
That top 5 reminds me of Stephen A. Smith's top 5. You stop watching First Take.
Copy and paste, huh, Joe?
Hey, I like his faith in Dallas. Hey, look, I love my Dallas Cowboys. I do. And I really think our defense is coming alive now that Gregory's back and Lawrence is back and, Micah Parsons. I mean, the defense is looking on point. I just think our offense, right now, to get into the top 5, I need more out of Dak Prescott.
See here, Frankie, never watched it.
I need more out of Dak Prescott in order to get Dallas back.
I need more out of him for my fantasy team. He's been choking the last few weeks.
Yeah.
It's either him or I start Trevor Lawrence, and that's just a double-edged sword at this point, so that ain't working.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Look, man, I won my game this week, so it don't matter. But still, come on, Dak, give me some points. All right, Frankie, who do you have for your top 5?
Before I say that, you not only did you win your game, you also won the UFC matchup. My man Logan was the only one who didn't pick Poirier.
I did. I should, man. I
would have done a roll, man. And we got to take Logan to Vegas.
I know. Man, if I would have predicted Nunes to lose, then I would have went and bought 10 lottery tickets that night. But man, what a crazy fight both of those were. But I had a feeling the champs will retain. I was right. I was 1 for 2. So I'll take that in 500.
All right. Well, my top 5. It's a little bit similar to Jay's, but not very much similar. Obviously, me being a Pats fan, I'm gonna move that aside for a second. I'm gonna be a real NFL fan for a sec. At my number 1 spot, I'm gonna have to pick the Green Bay Packers. They're on fire. Aaron Rodgers is doing what Aaron Rodgers does, even with a turf toe. He said that it hurt more after the game, but against the Bears. But I don't think that's gonna stop him. The thing is, can he make it past the NFC Championship game and Tom Brady and make it to the Super Bowl again? That's the real question. But for right now, I got Green Bay at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I'm going to put the defending champs, Tampa Bay and Tom Brady, at number 2. They're hot. They helped me out with the Buffalo Bills. I did watch that game, and I'm not going to lie, there were some calls that weren't called against the Bucks that should have been, but the game is over with and whatever. But I got Bucks at number 2. How can't you have them at number 2? At number 3, I'm gonna put my boys, the New England Patriots. We're red hot offensively, defensively. And Jay said, it was a good win against the Bills, but Jay, it was windy, it was snowy, and it was ugly. But the real matchup is this Saturday against the Indianapolis Colts and Jonathan Taylor. If my boys can pull out a victory against, let me scratch that. When my boys pull out a victory against Jonathan Taylor and the Colts on Saturday, then I'll change up my top 5 and maybe put my boys at number 2. Hell, I'll probably put my boys at number 1. You never know. But I might change that. That's this Saturday's the real matchup starts.
Right.
Jonathan Taylor is my fantasy running back, and I'm going against Frankie this week. So I really need Jonathan Taylor to run.
Well, guess what, Jay? The New England Patriots defense is my starting in fantasy. So
they got the best D in the league, Jay.
At number 4, I'm going to have to go with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, just because they turned it around as well. They're in a 6-game winning streak. Second most behind the Patriots on a winning streak. So I'm going to have to go with Patrick Mahomes. And at number 5, Jay, number 5, I'm going to put the Dallas Cowboys at number 5. How can you not put the Cowboys in the top 5? They got a good, full, healthy offense, a little hiccup on the running backs, but they got a very healthy offense. Great weapons on the wide receiver. And like I've been saying since day one, and nobody been talking about him, Jay, you know who I'm talking about. Their tight end, Schwartz. Nobody be talking about him, and he's one of the quiet tight ends right now to do what he's doing. And to have the defense that the Dallas Cowboys have fully healthy. Look what my man Micah Parsons did as a rookie. He dominated against Washington. Ryan Gregory back. Dallas is just on fire. But we all know how Dallas does it when the playoffs come. They're a one and done team in the playoffs. The question is, can they be
He
more
gave you
than
some
a one and
praise
done?
there. He gave you some praise there, Jay.
Hey,
but
but
he
if
also
for
had
those of you
a
that
good
don't
little
know,
chat there.
hey, for those of you who don't know, Michael Parsons is quietly and quickly making a case for Defensive Player of the Year. He's already approaching 13.
Yeah.
He's almost at 13 sacks. You know, I don't even get anywhere north of 100 tackles with 13 sacks. How do you not look at him for DP?
They want him to. They want him in the MVP conversation.
Yeah, Jay, it was smart, right? Because in the beginning part of the year, they didn't really have him blitzing a whole lot, and he was just kind of sitting back in coverage. But then they realized this guy's quick; he can rush the quarterback, and they just started blitzing him all the time. And that's what's made him kind of go from, just kind of barely, slowly coming out the box in those first few weeks and not doing a whole lot, to just kind of really coming onto the scene and definitely locking up that Defensive Rookie of the Year. And like I said, potential, at least I would say top 3 at minimum, Defensive Player of the Year. So they've really, Dallas finally figured out how to use him, and he's looking really good. All right, time for my top 5 here in the NFL. I got number 1, like I said, it's a toss-up. You can go with either of these teams. I'm going to go with the Bucks. They got a 4-game win streak. They're looking great. Tom Brady's MVP. Number 2, I'm going to put the Green Bay Packers. Like I said, they're looking really well. My third team, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Actually, no, sorry. I'm going to go with the New England Patriots. I mean, best winning streak in the NFL. How could you not go with that? Right behind them, I'm going to put the Chiefs. Even though I don't want to, they killed the Raiders this week, and I will talk about it. And my number 5 team, I don't know. I'm conflicted here, fellas.
Are you conflicted between Arizona and the Rams?
Nope, not the Rams.
Dallas.
I'm thinking about not even Dallas. I'm thinking about a team who does not have a starting running back, and they're still 9-4. I'm thinking about the Tennessee Titans.
Ew.
How could you not?
That's true, though, man. Hey, you can't overlook the Titans. You really can't.
Right. They don't have Henry's got
Why? Because they just had a dominant victory over the Jaguars. Please, anybody could do that.
It's not about that. They have had a good season. They lost Derrick Henry, but they still have a good season, man.
No, I do give it to the Titans. I do give it to the Titans. They did have a strong start to the season, beating 6 playoff teams from last year. And even, no doubt playing my team and having a third string or practice squad running back get over 200 rushing yards. So they are quietly a good team.
Daniel chiming in saying, watch your mouth about dim boys.
That's right. Watch your mouth.
Who said something bad? Who said something bad? Oh, you better not start with me. I put your team on the top 5. I'll change my top 5.
He's got his top 5, right? He's got the Packers, the Bucks, the Cardinals at 3, the Rams at 4, and the Chiefs at 5. No Patriots?
That's disrespectful.
Daniel, I'm curious. Are you going?
Wow. He just said no with the Patriots.
Man. See, the reason I didn't put the Cardinals is because they lost. If they would have won this week, I would have put them in there, but they lost.
How do you put the Rams over the Patriots?
Run is more impressive than what New England's run is.
How do you do that? How do you put the Rams over the Pats?
Mickey is saying the Pats are losing this weekend.
Mike, you've been saying that since week 2.
It ain't worked. Oh, also, we have a question here from Ron. Question for all of us. He made a bet taking either the Bucks or the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. His opponent has the rest of the NFL. Do you like his chances? Jay, I'll go with you. You like him?
I made a bet taking either the Bucks or the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
So 2 teams out of the remaining.
Wow.
Whatever.
Well, I think you do it. I think if you take the Bucks to win the Super Bowl, you're doing. I think that's a pretty good.
That's what we all picked.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just think it's the Bucks year again. The Chiefs. I mean, hey, look, they're rounding back in championship form. There's no reason why it can't be a Bucks Chiefs Super Bowl again. I mean, it's very possible. I know Frankie doesn't like to hear that. Frankie wants to. I mean,
Frankie, what do you feel about this bet? What about Ron?
No. I do. I honestly, I think if you pick the Bucks, you have a better chance at winning some money. Honestly,
right now. Okay. Yeah. I mean, right now, I'm sure you're lucky that both teams are pretty hot. Also, what did you bet? Are you betting money? You betting a haircut? A jersey swap? I'm curious. What are you betting? And then also, but yeah, I do like your chances right now. I'm not like lock them in, but they are a pretty high chance that either of those teams are going to get to the Super Bowl.
I mean, don't count the Chiefs out. The Chiefs can also win. they can definitely make the Super Bowl. It depends on who they win. If they face Tom Brady and the Bucks again, they're definitely not going to win.
No, I think Tom and Arians. I think they just kind of own that Chiefs team right now.
Tom Brady owns Patrick Mahomes in general since the Patriots days.
I don't think the Chiefs have anybody on defense that can pressure Tom Brady. Yeah. And you got to pressure Brady to beat Brady. And they didn't do it. They did not do it the last time they met. Yeah. And I don't think they're going to do it this time.
And we saw in the Super Bowl last year, they just blitzed the hell out of Patrick Mahomes and they got to him. That's all.
Oh, absolutely. They took Patrick Mahomes completely out of his rhythm.
All right, Daniel. Also, let me just throw his top 5 back up there so we know: Packers, Bucks, Cardinals, Rams, and Chiefs. His 6th is the Cowboys. His 7th is the Patriots. Man, the Cowboys had the Patriots.
This guy is really disrespecting.
Hey, hard. I like that. He knows talent. He put the Cowboys over the Patriots. We did beat you this year, though. We did beat you. We did beat you, though.
He said the loser has to wear each other's school jersey for a picture. He's a Michigan alum, as you see in the profile picture, and he's an App State alum. Oh, geez.
Appalachian State. He got to wear Appalachian State.
He said Cowboys beat the Pats. I think that's why he's got him over them.
Hey, they did, and so did Tom.
But
then again, this isn't the same. This is not the same Patriots team. Either. They've kind of grown leaps and bounds, I think, a little bit.
Mikey, if you would have said this last week, I would have said yeah. I would have definitely said yeah. I would have gone with you and been like, yeah, the Lions got a chance, but they got eliminated from playoff contention this past Sunday. So
winning that number one overall pick, that's what they're going for. All right, guys. We are about halfway through the show, so we have a small word here from All Sports, All Plays. We'll be back in just a second.
What did you say?
I said Kobe Bean Bryant has been overrated ever since he passed away.
Now, I'd say they could lose about 4, but I don't see them losing 5. You know what I mean?
All Sports, All Plays. All Sports, All Plays. All Sports, All Plays.
All right. Thank you for that word. Be sure to go follow All Sports, All Plays Network on everywhere, pretty much everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, you name it, they're over there. All right.
Hey, Logan, before we start on the next topic, I got news during the break for NFL. In the past 2 days, we have a total of 75 players that tested positive for COVID.
Jay, there you go. That's Jay's.
I told you. Frankie, I said my hot take. You watch, man.
Frankie, you weren't here for it, but we lifted our hot takes, right? Jay said the season's going to shut down in 2 weeks. I said a major MVP caliber player is about to get injured for the rest of the year. What's your hot take before we move on to the NBA?
Oh, my hot take? Yep. I'm going to have to agree with Jay. I feel like something's going to happen with the NFL stopping or at least pausing for a little bit because of how many players are going in COVID really quickly.
NBA's moving up. I saw that James Harden's got COVID now. Are you moving into the now? So we're getting a lot more players now in the NBA. But all right, what's y'all's hot takes? I'm gonna let you go first, Jay.
Hey, my hot take is Kyrie Irving is never coming back to the NBA. I think he's
never ever.
I think if Kyrie Irving comes back, it's gonna be because he's broke because he's losing all them game checks on them games he's missing. No, that's not really my hot take. I hate the Nets. No, my hot take is this. Okay. You know, if you look at what the Houston Rockets have done lately. No, you can't. No, hold on, Frankie. Look at what the Houston Rockets have done lately. We beat Trae Young and the Hawks. We beat the Chicago Bulls with a full accompaniment of players of both teams. No COVID bullshit. Pardon my French. And we're a rebuilding team. What I'm saying is this. My hot take is the Houston Rockets rebuild is on fire. On fire. And I predict within 2 to 3 years, we will be back. Back.
The Grizzlies are better without Ja. How? They're not. Frankie, what's your hot take?
Well, how silly the hot take Jay just said was insane. But my hot take, my boys are going to be in the championship at the end of the year. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, seriously, my hot take is going to be we all agreeing and we're all saying that it's going to be the Golden State Warriors versus the Phoenix Suns in the Western Conference Finals. I'm going to scratch that, and I'm going to say that my crazy hot take is that the Memphis Grizzlies will make the Western Conference Finals this year. Don't know who they're going to face. It's going to be between Golden State or the Suns.
Yeah, say it. Say it with your chest.
Man, stop it. It's going to be between Golden State or the Suns, but I guarantee my hot take is that the Grizzlies will make the Western Conference Finals.
Ooh.
Well, I'll tell you what, John Morant is playing phenomenal ball right now. I mean, he really is. They're just tearing it up in the paint. Just tearing it up.
All right, time for my hot take. All right, mine. I'm going to go with the Sacramento Kings. They're going to go on a hot winning streak. No, I know damn way. My real hot take, they suck. My hot take is I don't think Chauncey Billups is going to make it through the rest of the season, man. The Blazers suck right now.
And they literally just hired him. But
you saying a one-and-done season, Logan?
Someone's got to go, Frankie.
Oh, man.
I know we're all talking about Damian Lillard, but why not Chauncey?
Hey, they just brought in that new GM. So do you think that firing Chauncey Billups is part of that reset? And if so, what coach are they going to look at?
The team ain't looking good, right? I don't know what they are in the Western Conference. They're not. I don't think they're in playoff contention. They're right. I know they're under 500.
Portland's trash. Portland's done.
Yeah, like they are not. If they even are an 8 seed, they're not a good 8 seed. And it's either you gotta blow up the team one day, right? And it's either we might see Dame or McCollum get traded. I don't know, if it's Chauncey that's not coaching them good, if the players just aren't playing the best. But we all know, right? We all know if you go into a season with good expectations, because the Blazers, I mean, they weren't expected to be champs, but they're expected to be better than this, right? And what's the one thing? Who's the one person you go to when your season's not that good and everyone's struggling? The head coach. Never know. We've seen a lot of one and dones before.
Yeah, I think if they do hit the reset button, though, they should. I personally feel like they should give Chauncey Billups a little more leeway. If you're gonna blow it up because he just hasn't been there long enough, and he kind of inherited the team. He's kind of inherited the team he has. So I think you do a reset, let Chauncey Billups be a part of that reset, and then see where you go from there.
Yeah, because if you really look at it, if the Portland Trail Blazers had Damian Lillard, it would be a different story. He's out on injury. You also got CJ McCollum, who has a collapsed lung, who's out. We don't know when he's coming back. So like if he had his talent stars on this team, this would be a different Portland Trail Blazers, no doubt. But because they don't have their star players and Chauncey Billups is like just doing it with second stringers and his bench players, it's a little tough for him right now. I wouldn't say it's a one and done season. I'll give him one more year. Just because, he doesn't have his players.
All right. That's our hot takes, and we're sticking to them. All right, up next, talking more basketball, we're going to be ranking these 3 players, John Morant, Trae Young, and LaMelo Ball. And we're not saying 3 is awful, right? We're just comparing the 3 players right now. So I'll let Frankie go first on this one. Actually, we'll do 3, 2, 1, right? So, Frankie, who is your third? Who's number 3 out of all?
Man, I'm gonna be quick with this. I hate all the balls. LaMelo Ball is number 3.
Ooh, all right, Jay, you got 3.
Yeah. I don't have LaMelo Ball at number 3. I got Trae Young at number 3.
Wow, disrespecting Logan. That's crazy.
Yeah, I got Trae Young at number 3.
I got John Morant number 3.
Ooh.
That's saucy. Oh, by the way, Matt loved the ASAP Network. I kind of stole this topic from them, so I want to make sure I give them credit. I want to give ASAP credit for this topic, but I liked it so much that I wanted to get you guys' perspective on it as well.
We're not stealing, we're copying.
Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah,
we're a team.
We acquired. We're all part of the same damn group,
right? Okay,
Man, that's a good hot take. Putting John Morant at number 3. Well,
I got reasons. We'll give our explanations once we're done. All right. So Frankie, you for number 2.
He said, "Are you drinking?"
I got water.
At number 2, I'm gonna have to put John Morant.
Okay. Jay.
Yeah, my number 2 is gonna be LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball, I got it number 2.
LaMelo, I got as my number 2 as well. So that means number 1, Frankie.
I'm gonna have to go with Trey Young, and the reason for that is because Trey Young made it farther in the playoffs than both of them last year. Right now, you have to dethrone this man. If John Morant can make it, like I said, I have the Grizzlies going to the Western Conference Finals. So if John Morant can keep my predictions true and make it to the finals, or the Western Conference Finals, I will change my top 3 by the end of the year. But right now, Trey Young is my number 1. How can you not put my man Ice Trey from the 3 at number 1?
All right, Jay.
Because I got Ja Morant at number 1. How do you not put Ja Morant at number 1? Given what he's doing in the paint, and given what he means to the hot Memphis Grizzlies at that.
Because anyone can always have a mess up towards the end of the year. He can always go from number 3. He can always take the Grizzlies from number 3 and drop them out of the playoffs within a snap of fingers.
But also, if Trey Young actually is the leader of the Atlanta Hawks, which he is, you lost to the Houston Rockets in rebuild mode. So therefore, I put you at number 3.
Shots fired, Logan.
I thought he was.
Shots fired, Logan.
I know, right?
He is what I thought he was.
Look, let's just be all right, Frankie. We're at the point in the NBA now where Jay's happy when he's upsetting teams, right? And you got the Lakers, I got the Hawks. And if we lose a tough game, it's just it's whatever. But then we'll go and we'll be a top seed.
Logan, I'm in rebuild mode, man. Listen, I gotta celebrate these victories when they come.
I know you can.
Hey, but at least I celebrate the good ones. I don't celebrate it when the Rockets beat like a sub 500 team like Freddie does with the Lakers. I actually celebrate the victories that matter when we beat a playoff seed and we're in rebuild mode. That's the ones I celebrate.
Jay,
yes.
All right. Listen, I'm also a Laker. Listen, when you bring my team,
that was an indirect fire.
I know it was. I know it was. But when you bring my team into the conversation of this, and I'm in this, you better be prepared for war because something's gonna happen, Jay.
Yep. All right. Yeah, I got number 1, Trey Young, obviously. Reasons being, right? And I'm not even gonna talk about last season. I'm gonna talk just about. Not obviously the playoffs, right? Because the Hawks got far in the playoffs. I mean, the Grizzlies got bounced, and the Hornets they were the play-in or something. But this season, right? Trey's a better shooter, a better passer, and just a better court facilitator, right? LaMelo, good shooter, and the Hornets are, I believe, the 8th seed right now. Ja, the only thing he is lacking, and the reason I put him 3rd, guys, he doesn't have a jump shot. If he could shoot threes, I'd put him higher. I don't think any of them can play defense, right? Can any of these guys play defense? I know Trey can't.
Yeah, defense is kind of taken up by the wayside in the NBA.
Plus the other thing, too, is I put Ja at 3 because he can't hit. He's not the best at free throws. He struggles with his free throws. He shoots about, I think, 75%. And if you're a point guard whose main thing is getting to the basket, getting layups, getting fouls, I think you got to hit a little bit of higher clip. So, not saying he's bad. I love John Morant. He's a very explosive player. But I got to take the better shooting in Trey and LaMelo right now.
Before we move on, guys, Joe, a member from our ASAP network group, has announced that Giannis has been the latest NBA player to come with COVID.
Really?
So now that Giannis has been announced with COVID, the man played the game yesterday. I want to know how many players did he just,
Yeah, how many boys have come out of that group? Or even in the Milwaukee locker room, how many more Bucks are coming down now?
Well,
and they played the Boston Celtics yesterday.
We're already seeing where the Bulls had to cancel games, right? Because they have 9 players, I think, in protocol. So they have the next 2 of their games canceled. I'm sure we're going to see more. And I think, how many did we say? 75? I don't know if that was NFL or NBA that are in the COVID protocol, but it's getting bad, right? It's not great. It's getting worse and worse. So hopefully Jay's prediction will come true and they shut the season down. But you never. Also, Joshua Bailey said the Warriors and Chef Curry, because, guys, we have a brand new 3-point king, most 3-pointers made in his career. We knew it was going to happen. Steph Curry did it in New York against the Knicks. Just quick thoughts on that.
How many did he hit? I did not catch that game. How many did he
hit? In total or during the game right now?
Like
He
in
only
total.
did 2 to top.
The game just started. He broke it
Oh,
already.
okay.
Yeah, he only needed 2 to break it, so he already knocked
Wow.
those out.
Yeah, good job, Chef Curry. I knew he was gonna do it.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow,
So,
yeah, he's 2 for 3 from the 3 already.
Yep, and that's all he needed. So now he's hit over 2,973 threes in his career, and he is the best all time. Only active player I see behind him that it's like top 4, top 5. I see James Harden with 2,509. But I don't know if James is going to catch that now. But big congrats to Steph Curry, man. He did it in
Man, Harden ain't catching Curry.
Also. He didn't under
Harden's not
800
going to
games.
catch Curry. No way.
And that's the thing too, is he was hurt too. It's not like he played every single game. He's been hurt. And
yeah, he took he took a year off, didn't he, to get hurt when he got hurt? I mean, he was out for a year.
Yeah. So he did this in 788 or 89 games played in his career. So under 1,000 games, and now he's and who knows how many more he's going to hit, right?
Right.
I don't know if we're ever going to see this one broken in the meantime. We got to find – it's going to be hard to find another Steph Curry. Joshua also says Ja, Trey, and then Melo, those are his top 3. Okay. Trey Young's the one that could come close right now. Yeah, I could see it. Luka when he's hot, but Luka's not doing the best right now. All right, guys, let's keep moving. We got about 10 minutes left, so let's start moving through some topics pretty quick. This take 10 seconds.
Oh my jeez, change this topic.
Jay, yes or no? And who would you trade?
Yeah,
I don't even want to discuss this topic. This is insane. This is a disgrace. Who dares has the audacity to have the time to put a Lakers logo on the background and put a Lakers jersey, let alone a LeBron James Lakers jersey on this man? This is insane. This is.
There's a bunch of edits I could have used for the photo, but I was just like, you know what, this one had the logo in it too. But there's a bunch of other better ones.
I think sometimes we just got to flare up Frankie and everything. And I like seeing Frankie get a little flared up on this. And let's be honest, hey, it is what it is. So, hey, listen, and they've been saying how like they don't think because of his shooting and things like that Ben Simmons would be a fit. Me personally, I'm gonna still say the Lakers got plenty of talent. They just need somebody to facilitate the ball.
Oh, we have a hot take here from Josh Bailey saying Simmons is better than Westbrook.
Yeah.
Or is he saying Simmons trade? Or is he saying Simmons trade?
I appreciate Josh Bailey. I appreciate Josh Bailey putting that out there. I think that they should make a trade for Westbrook for him. Hey, look, at this rate,
Simmons for Westbrook.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you got plenty of star power. You got between Davis, Ron, Melo.
Yeah, okay.
You got lots of star power. You got plenty of star power. You got plenty of shooting power. What you don't have,
Jay.
What you don't have, what you have right now is a guy who's an ISO guy. You got a guy who needs the ball 40 times to make a difference. And all that's doing is taking away from the rest of the Lakers squad. Me personally, Frankie, leave it the way it is. Because the way you currently got, you ain't never going anywhere. And that just makes me smile.
All right, Frankie, what do you think?
Listen, this caca is not going to happen. This is not going to happen, okay? And the reason for it, I understand what you're saying. Simmons is better than Westbrook, whatever. But you know why it won't happen? Because Westbrook makes free throws. That's why Westbrook make free throws. I understand he's not good from the 3 like he used to. He still drives in the ball and lays it up, crazy layups. You don't see Ben Simmons doing that. Russell Westbrook is still a good defender. You don't see Ben Simmons doing that. Westbrook, really good from the free throw. You don't see Ben Simmons doing that. Listen, there's a lot you can say and compare to Ben Simmons being better than Russell Westbrook. But at the end of the day, the Lakers organization know that keeping Westbrook will be what's best for the Lakers right now, and not trading for this caca Ben Simmons.
Yeah, because the only negative thing to bringing on Ben Simmons, the only negative thing would be then you'd have to put Ben at the 4 and put Davis at the 5, and we all know Davis hates the 5.
Yeah. Okay, we got Freddie coming in here. Freddie.
Did he just take over our show and put this up?
He did. Freddie, did you kick us out? What's going on here?
No, we haven't. No, something.
Oh, he's covering it because I understand because he doesn't want to see that caca. It's
you don't wanna see
insane
it.
for somebody to put this caca
That's
on here.
exactly
Nobody wants to
what it
see Ben Simmons in a purple and
Man,
gold.
Oh.
It doesn't
I
Put
was
fit.
that back
looking-
on the screen. Put that back on the screen.
Hold
That
on, let me-
BS I seen.
Let me
with
move this.
And then they do it with a LeBron
You
James
change-
jersey.
you
That's
change
just disrespectful to the GOAT.
Yeah, you changing the colors and everything. I thought my thing got hacked. I didn't know what was going on. Yeah.
I knew, man. Hey,
know what was happening.
once you put Braun's number on Ben Simmons, man, it was only a matter of seconds for Freddie
Look,
to
man,
be here.
I just picked a random photo. All right, don't shoot the messenger. Straight up, should they trade for him? Hell no. No, I'm not going in depth. It ain't worth my time. They're not trading for him. They shouldn't trade for him. They ain't doing it. Freddie, what's up, man? Are they trading for him? No. Yes or no?
Genie Bus, if you bring this BS to my team, man, it's gonna be a sad day in hell for Lakers. Don't bring no Ben Simmons to LA. I don't see how this make us better. I don't see how it help us. I mean, Logan, I'm looking at all these reports and I'm like, man, like where does this come from? Like we already got a problem with Russ, a player who can't shoot. And you talking about a player who won't shoot with Ben Simmons?
True.
No, man, we don't need this dude. Like, keep him.
We don't. They don't need him.
It's bad enough that we're not going to be called Staples Center anymore, and let alone we want Ben Simmons on the court. We don't want this garbage.
Hey, but here's a question for Freddie. Okay, look, I get it. You don't want Ben Simmons. I get that. So, but y'all don't want Russell Westbrook either, because you know, as long as you got Russell Westbrook, you are not going to see a title game with Westbrook. You're just not going to bring. You're not going to see it. So where do you go from there? Where do you try to get rid of Westbrook, and who would take Westbrook off your hands?
No one. He's got too much money. No one wants that contract right now.
Yeah, no, that's not true. That's not true. Hey, you mean to tell me you call Sacramento down there and they say, you know what? We haven't had nobody come to Sacramento to elevate our team.
Russell retired before he goes to Sacramento.
Hey, it don't matter. Send his ass there. Give us Buddy Hield and we'll roll with that.
That's
truly what was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
we were supposed to get Buddy Hill.
Joshua Bailey just made the most insane statement of 2021, saying Westbrook doesn't care if he loses or not.
Okay,
that is
Joshua Bailey. Stop. All right, because Ben Simmons doesn't care if he wants to play or not. He doesn't even care. Lakers don't deal with that. Oh, I don't want to play crap.
Frankie, he's actually right. This is a quote from Westbrook I'm reading right now. An actual quote.
Okay.
He said, if we win a championship, cool. If we don't, I'm okay with that too, and life goes on. What the hell is that?
That's how you know he don't have that Mamba mentality. Okay, he might be a dog, but he don't have a Mamba mentality.
Frankie,
Frankie
got his picture up right now. He's crying right now hearing that.
It upsets me. That pisses me off.
That is upsetting. It really is, because why would you want your starting point guard to say, I don't care if we win?
You want to know why he's saying that? Because LeBron James is being a leader. He told him straight up, stop being a little punk and be the point guard that I told you I need you to be. And this is the reason why I brought you to LA. I need you to be the Russell Westbrook that you started to be in OKC, not the Russell Westbrook that you became to be at the Houston Rockets.
No, wait a minute. Houston did not change.
Shots fired, Jay. You don't even know what to say.
No, Houston did not change Russell. Russell was Russell to begin with. You can't change Russell. Everybody knows that. Russell is the guy that Russell is. Houston didn't change Russell.
Houston changes everyone.
No, it doesn't. For the better.
For the worse.
For the better.
Hey, Frankie, it changes Jay McLovin to a Mavs fan. Watch you root for the
Hey, listen, man. I don't gotta take this shit.
All right, let's keep it moving. Thanks for coming on, Freddie. Always a pleasure, my man. All right, let's keep it moving, guys. Bubble and the effects of the NBA coming out. Also, I just saw that Wesley Matthews is out tested positive. So there's your first teammate.
Great.
All right, we're going back in the bubble. Yes or no? Jay, you already said yes. Frankie?
Yeah.
I think the NBA will end up going back to the bubble.
All right. Yeah, the way it's looking, man, we're at least going to go in the bubble for a little bit. I don't want to. I don't like it. It was fun to have fans back. I want to go to a Hawks game around Christmas time, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to now, unfortunately. Oh, well. All right, let's keep moving here. Who's responsible for Zion? So the picture on the right, when you see he's all skinny and looking good, that was from November of 2020. And the one on the left is him probably a day or so ago. So who's responsible for what's going on with Zion?
Man, listen. Hey, you know damn good well who's responsible for Zion. Zion's responsible for Zion. You make the choice to put food in your body, to put junk food in your body, and not do a workout program. You make that decision. Now, the accountability portion is the New Orleans Pelicans' fault because they should have been held to him accountable. They should have been fining his ass money for every day that he's overweight.
Yeah,
some level.
Until
he got into weight.
From Joe saying that point guards don't exist on a LeBron-led team. Westbrook is a shooting guard and always has been.
Yeah.
Also, players will not go back.
So Kyrie wasn't a point guard on LeBron's team, or Miami Heat's point guard.
Yeah. All right, Frankie, what do you think? Who's responsible for Zion getting fat?
I agree with Jay. Zion's responsible for Zion, but we're also going to put some of the blame on the Pelicans. It shows that the Pelicans probably
the Pelicans don't care.
It showed that they didn't even focus on Zion during his injury, during his rehabbing. So some of it is on the Pelicans, but some of it is also on Zion.
No, this is who's responsible, according to Joshua Bailey. McDonald's.
We were like that. Hey, listen. That boudin that they got down there. All that crawfish they got down there. That's responsible. Those beignets that he's stuffing in his face by the dozen. Yeah, that led to it too.
It's those Pizza Huts and Sprites commercials that he's doing.
Yep, that's getting to him. Yeah, the only one responsible for Zion becoming out of or over shape, right, and just fat and getting hurt whenever he's trying to rehab because he gains too much weight. So Wikipedia has him listed at 317 pounds. This reports he's upward to 330. We don't know, right? And, I mean, you can see here.
Big boy.
I wonder how much he was when he was drafted. I mean, granted, he is 6'6". He's going to be a heavier, weight. But my God, it's just he's been there for a little bit over a year. Let me see here. So, no, that's from a couple of years ago. So
I would say he's probably in the
mid 200, like 250, right? Let's just say 250, right? That's reasonable. 250, 260. That good? We'll go with that.
Yeah.
And he just gained 80 something pounds because he was hurt, and now he can't get back in shape. He can keep getting rounder, but not getting in shape.
And all that weight on those knees isn't helping anything out, let me tell you.
And that's the thing. He's in his 20s, I think. He's maybe 21. Yeah, he's 21. And he's already have chronic knee injuries. Mickey said Frankie send Ben Simmons to the Fakers, so the Fakers will have 2 crybabies. Dang, that's cold. Oh, the Eddie Lacy of the NBA. Oh, that's a good comparison. I haven't heard that one. Eddie Lacy was
but I still like what they were talking about earlier.
Eddie Lacy though. I like.
Hey, he's more like a Jamarcus Russell at this point.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I honestly like Zion with the weight. Honestly,
you like him what? You like him bigger?
I like him with the weight because if you really look at it, he loses some of that fat will be built into muscle, and he'll be dominant in the paint if he builds his muscle.
That's the thing, though, Frankie, is whenever he's trying, because he was going to rehab this past week, he got set back, and he can't. Obviously, when you're running up and down the court or whatever exercise he was doing, it was hurting his knees, and that's why he's going to go back to the drawing board. And I don't even know if we're going to see him this year. I hope we do. But he's got to lose 30, 40 pounds to even get back in playing shape. Okay, I think this is our last topic. Yeah. What can the Mavericks do to take the next step? I know this one easy. They need defense. They don't have Luka Doncic is their leading rebounder. They don't have any bigs. They don't play defense. And they're just an underwhelming team. Luka needs to get, like we said, Luka is out of shape, but not Zion. It'll take him a couple weeks, but it's just not the Porzingis and Luka connection, right, that we thought was going to lead them into the higher up, right, in the Western Conference isn't working. They have no one. They have Jalen Brunson, who's a nice piece, but they don't have a lot of other people around him. They don't have a big. They need some help. Jason Kidd's their coach. So
Yeah.
I don't think that they're going to put it on him, but it's just not working. I would see if you can get rid of Porzingis, I guess, see if you can get another piece, because right now there's going to be mediocre. They've gotten kicked out of the Western Conference first round last 2 years, and they're going to keep trending that way if they don't make a change soon. Who's up next?
Yeah, hey, with me is the Porzingis thing just hasn't worked out. It just isn't what it is. I think they need to go ahead and try to get rid of Porzingis and try to get whatever they can for Porzingis. But I think it's time to make a trade. And here's the deal: Mark Cuban, spend some damn money. You got lucky. You were able to draft, Luka Doncic. I think you kind of lucked into that one. But spend some damn money on your team, man. Bring some free agents in.
Hey, the ones they did get, they ain't working. I think they got Willie Cauley-Stein and some other guys, but they're just kind of there. They're not.
The silly thing, but you know what the silly thing about this is last year these are the guys that almost knocked out the LA Clippers and got a lot further in the playoffs.
That's a good point, Jay.
Which is crazy.
I think what the Mavs should do, honestly, is call up Jay and tell Jay to stop being a double NBA fan. All right, they're tired of Jay rocking the Houston Rockets jersey, but seeing the Dallas Mavericks jersey glistening from his glasses and it's hanging in the background. I could see the blue jersey from his glasses right now. I see it, Jay. I see you ready to wear.
That's like me saying, Frankie, I think you're a closet Clippers fan.
What? Closet Clippers fan?
Yeah, you're a closet Clippers fan. I think you're confused on which LA team you're really rooting for. I think you're confused. I think the Lakers is just a cover-up because you don't want to come out and say who you really like.
Oh, man. I can't believe you just said that. I believe you just said that.
Yeah, so I looked. Let me see. And I was curious. What did they do in free agency this past season? So in the 2020-2021 free agency, they got Tyler Bay, Nate Hinton, Nico Melli. They re-signed Boban, and they re-signed Tim Hardaway, and JJ Redick said goodbye. And he retired. So they didn't do nothing, really. I mean, Tim Hardaway's a good piece, but he's not going to get you a championship, right?
Right.
In 2020, what did they do, right? In the last 2 years, because they have gotten to the playoffs, right? But who did they get in free agency to really help them out? I'm very curious. Let me see here. Let me update this if it'll work.
Maybe what the Mavs should do is keep Porzingis, keep Luka, and just release everybody, and then bring in all of Luka's teammates from the Olympics. They have a better shot.
They did get far. Right?
And they had a better record.
No doubt. They did do a very
Luka actually did quite well in the Olympics.
Well, they shut me up. They shut me up because before the Olympics, I was talking so much trash.
Okay, I found it here, guys. So in 2020, they didn't do a whole lot either. I mean, Mark Cuban's rich. He's
one of the richest owners in the league.
They signed Trey Burke, Willie Cauley-Stein, Jose Barea, Courtney Lee, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and some other guys I've never heard of. So they're just not doing anything. They're not trading for anyone either. They're just I don't know if they're complacent. I don't know if they just need to draft better. Because, I mean, other than Luka, I don't really know who they've drafted in recent years. So I don't know what's going on there in Dallas, but they're just kind of stuck in the mud. They're not moving up. They're not moving down. They're just kind of there.
Well, like what Jay always says, they're in a rebuild mode, right, Jay?
They've been there for
years. Hey, listen, I don't think they're in a rebuild mode, but at the same time, you only got so much time on Luka. And Luka's still kind of fairly young, but at the same time, if you're going to build a team around Luka, maybe this isn't the right squad. So do you hit the reset button to do that? That's the thing.
All right, guys. Well, we have run out of time tonight. We're a little bit over, but hey, it just is what it is. Thank you guys so much for tuning into our Tuesday night episode of Unscripted live on our Facebook page at Unscripted. There's Frankie's beautiful face at Unscripted. Like I said, if you want to join the show like Freddie did, go on our Facebook page. It is pinned to the top. We will do this for every show from now on out. And come join us. Come talk to sports. Come get your beautiful face on the show. Thank you to ASAP for all the amazing places we can stream on their Facebook, their YouTube, their Twitch, et cetera, et cetera. They've got a bunch of stuff. And thank you for everyone commented. We got a lot of comments. We thank you. We love the interaction. To my amazing co-host, Jay McLovin, Frankie C, thanks for coming on, guys. It's always a pleasure. And we will be back on Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the next episode of Unscripted, live here on Facebook and a bunch of other channels. Guys, have a tremendous night, and we will see you then.